Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. Happy Thursday. Another week that is flying right past us. I feel like it was just Monday where we had these demon wicks on altcoins. And here we are on a Thursday. Some of these assets even trading higher than they started the week. Obviously, you have Bitcoin and ETH pressing up against kind of the ceilings that they set earlier in the week. I think a pretty good context here as we head into the start of this show. But welcome, guys. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max, Unbothered Chef Jackus, and of course, hopefully Tucker as well. But before we can get started, guys, before we can start talking about markets and, of course, all of the big juicy alpha that we have culminated for you or curated, rather, for you guys today, you know what I'm going to ask you. And in your credit, you've been absolutely demolishing the like button even at times here over the last few weeks. But I want to keep that momentum going, right? We want to keep that bullish momentum going on the like button. So if you guys can keep hammering it for us, we would be incredibly grateful, of course. But I mean, as far as the markets go, guys, I think it's a very exciting time, right? We had a pretty nasty little dip, especially on altcoins to start this week. We have largely eaten up that dip. At the very least, the strongest assets in the market have. And now we look primed for that next leg of the market cycle, right? And I know we're going to be talking about, who's likely to lead it. But at the end of the day, it might not matter, right? It might be one of those moments where everything could be pumping, just given the look of where Bitcoin dominance is, given the look of where Bitcoin USD is. Like I said, incredibly exciting times. And I look at ETH especially today, up almost 4%, really showing strength. Despite everything that Bitcoin and altcoins have been through this week. And I can't help but think that 4K break is probably coming before Christmas. I know we were having a debate before, or at least earlier in the week. What did we think about the dip in the context of the potential Santa rally? But I feel pretty good after this little recovery that ETH has had, of course, and all of the performance of its beta as well. And I think there are a few outliers even in there that we're going to talk about today, of course, if you hit the like button, that are outperforming, like I said, and also even, on the cusp of making new highs for the week. So I have to imagine those are going to be the type of assets you want to keep paying attention to here over the next few weeks. And of course, we're going to want to keep seeing Bitcoin show the strength that it has, even if altcoins have been, more or less leading us here for the last day or so. But I'm going to open up the floor, guys. I'd love to know what you're seeing. Of course, it's been a very strong recovery since the dip that we had to start the week. Altcoins are really thriving. And so many of these altcoin charts just look like a beach ball underwater. It's quite the setup. I will say I can't remember a more favorable setup for altcoins in a while than what we have right now. And I think even in the background, you're kind of seeing some wheels turn, right? Like I think Trump's project, what is it called? World Liberty Fi has been buying ETH. It's been buying Chainlink. I think it's been buying a few other assets as well. So kind of the perfect catalyst for on-chain on ETH.
They bought some Aave too, I'm pretty sure.
Did they?
Yeah, man, they shoved ETH, Link, Aave. There might have been one more. Someone let me know if I'm missing it. But either way, shoving the
Dino coins, brother.
Shoving ETH is all we need, boys. That's it. Like I don't know or care at this point what World Liberty Fi is doing. I just want them to shove spot ETH because of what that implies for my bags. So, I mean, if DJT is going to shove ETH, man, if you sold ETH recently, you sold it to the next president of the United States. Let that settle in, ladies and gentlemen. Did you jeet your bags and DJT scooped up your jeet? Kind of seems like that actually happened to a lot of people. Literally, that happened.
I think it did. Like our new president, who's 75, is buying Chainlink and ETH. Like, you're not bullish enough. You're not.
Dude, I'm never going to crypto. I'm never going to be fighting in crypto fight night. I promise you that, man. I can promise you that I will never be doing that. Here's the thing.
I would do it. Maybe I would do it.
We just challenged somebody to a football game.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Can't do this.
Here's the thing. I have surrounded myself with some of the biggest gentlemen in crypto. All right. I don't need to fight. All right. Like you should see the size of the BB team, man. Like they make me like I'm an average size like American guy. Okay. They make me look like I wasn't fed as a child. They're huge. Okay. They're huge. Every one of them is a monster. Additionally, there are a few different types of people in crypto. We're going to kind of narrow it down to two. There are those that draw in attention by being the loudest in the room, being spectacles, being things you can't look away from. And there are those that draw in attention by providing something of value. I prefer to strive for the latter. I don't want your attention because I'm the loudest guy in the room. I want your attention because I'm providing something. You don't want to see me going up there getting hit in the face. That would mean that something has gone horribly wrong with my business and my career. If I am subjecting myself for very little money to getting punched in the face for all of your entertainment, okay? You don't want me up there.
Max, look at the comment from Fungi.
I was trying.
Like, what?
I mean,
Oh
you know,
my God.
he gives that energy off, so you know, it is what it is. You know, I don't know. He's a monster.
He's a monster.
I was trying to imagine Max in the Andy shorts fighting someone.
Yeah.
Just on a stream. Just bro.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
man. I mean, I'd love to see like Tucker or Wabi in there though. Just
If we could
listen,
do like a tag team.
Max
Oh,
fights you with
God.
arguments, guys. Max fights you with arguments.
I
not
fight
with
Andy
tricks.
Jeets every day. All right.
Yeah.
And
he
Andy
does.
Jeet.
I mean,
true.
Tucker and Wabi are like human gorillas. They're huge. So I mean, I'd love to see.
Take
I
out
mean,
Ant.
I don't know. I'd love to see Tucker in there just like throwing only haymakers, no jabs, just haymakers. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it.
Would you actually do it?
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably reach out to him. Should we try to make it happen next year?
Wait, with who?
We'll just have you fight some YouTube grifter. I don't know.
Which one?
Some YouTube. Bit
I
boy.
mean, I don't think there's a person on YouTube that you're not going to beat in a fight, Tucker, honestly. So
What about Bit Boy?
here's the thing about
I
BitBoy,
know you.
man.
I know you have a thing about Bit Boy.
I have a thing about BitBoy. I feel like maybe BitBoy would beat you because he has. I don't want to say it because I don't want to cause drama. He's got a certain type of energy that you don't have. All right. And I'm going to leave that blank. I'm not going to say what it is, but you don't want to fight a guy with that kind of energy. All right.
No, you don't.
That's something that you
Definitely
can't
not.
plan around, man. It doesn't matter if you're bigger than him or you're more skilled than him. There's intangibles at play here. All right.
Mhm.
There's intangibles at play. I'd love to see you fight Ansem though, man. That would be
Dude,
be
Ansem
awesome.
will just fight anybody, bro. It's hilarious.
He's got some reach on you, but I already know you could get inside, you know. You
Yeah.
could get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comment section has nailed what that is. Okay. So you don't want to play with that, man. That's
I
unpredictable.
think we need to see a Jake Paul versus Ansem fight.
I think Ansem's not old enough for Jake Paul.
Yeah, that's true.
I saw the funniest. It was like a Babylon Bee headline, and it was coming out after Kamala lost the election that she owed like 20 million to some bank or
Yeah.
I don't know, something. He went into debt, and they had a headline, and it was like Kamala Harris agrees to fight Jake Paul amidst like owing $20 million for her campaign. So funny, man.
Oh, what about this one? Will versus Wabi.
I know Will can fight, man. That's the thing. I know Will has that
And
dog.
Will's
in him.
also not small. Like Wabi's enormous, but Will is not small.
Will is not small.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I would probably want to fight me out of everybody on the BB team, honestly. Like, everybody on the BB team either has some size or like a chip on their shoulder that would probably manifest very violently. And yeah, I don't.
Dude, even Ed's a monster.
Ed's big, man. Everybody's huge. Like everybody's huge. I remember when we all met for the first time in Miami. I was like the first one to the house, and like everybody walked in, and I was like, "What the hell is going on right now? Why is everybody so huge?" Like every guy every guy was just like bigger than the last. It was like 6 feet 200, 6'2", 220, 6'3", 205. Like everyone was just like incrementally bigger.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we have literally a football team. All right. Well, now that we've waffled about something that's probably never going to happen, let's talk about what is probably going to happen, which is the title of today's show, ETH to 10K. Let's talk about it. So he went from the biggest ETH bear probably in the world to the biggest ETH bull probably in the entire world. He goes by a few different names: Tommy, Snorkel, and Snorlax. Depends on the day and probably the alignment of the planets. But Tommy, tell us, ETH to 10K. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that felt like the type of introduction I'd get before a boxing match. Like, he's the 3-time world heavyweight champion. No, but yeah, no, I'm an ETH bull. It's not a secret anymore. I'm not ashamed to say it. I will share it with the world. I mean, look, ETH is just at the most basic level, right? Bitcoin is, almost 100% above its previous all-time high from last cycle, and ETH is still lagging behind. It's always attributed to a lag, underperformance, rather than, why won't this eventually catch up to Bitcoin? Because usually that's what ETH does. It's just a matter of when is ETH actually going to do that, right? And in the meantime, is like holding ETH, there's an opportunity cost you kind of incur because you're waiting for this catch up. Obviously, you have all these other altcoins that are running, but I really think we're coming into the period where ETH is going to begin to outperform, and it will be worth it to finally hold ETH for a few different reasons, right? Like ETH Bitcoin looks bottomed. Bitcoin dominance looks like, at least from my purview, that it's coming down to 50%. That alone, I think, is very favorable context for ETH. But right, it's like we were just saying, you're talking purely, where would you expect ETH to be trading if Bitcoin is 100% above previous range highs? You'd expect it at some point to be repricing probably like 100% above previous range highs, or not above range highs, but above all-time highs. So that's kind of where I'm at with ETH. I think we're about to see a pretty rapid catch up. I don't know if I'm gonna want to hold ETH for a super long period of time after that outperformance, right? I mean, I think that can maybe be debated a little bit, but in the immediate term, like, ETH is ready. I mean, it is primed, and as Jackus has said, when it breaks 4K, it's probably not coming back. You're not getting retests at that point. It's going to rip faces, and I think just how long it's been consolidating. And not even, and we talked about this with Bitcoin too, it's a 4-year range, not a 6 or 7 month range. It's a 4-year range that is potentially breaking out of. So yeah, I mean, I think it's the right time to be an ETH bull. The stars have lined up from a seasonality standpoint, from a technical analysis standpoint, and of course, from an equity market standpoint as well. Not just equities, but just like the entire, I feel like, rhetoric around ETH is shifting. Given the shift in regulatory clarity that we've gotten in crypto, and of course Donald Trump throwing fuel on the fire today. I mean, it's loading a very, very large candle. It's just a matter of when.
Who is that?
That's you and Jake Paul, bro.
I was like, is that Jake Paul? It doesn't even look like Jake Paul.
It looks like a younger Jake Paul.
Yeah, it looks like he's like 17.
But that's like you looking like a politician, and then Jake Paul.
That's funny.
So I feel like no one even acknowledged that ETH just put in its highest weekly close last week of the year. Like,
Yeah.
did no one care about that? I don't know. It seemed like no one was mentioning that.
Yeah, just sort of brushed it off, you know.
Everybody was more concerned about the dump on Monday and Tuesday. It got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, we dumped. Well, we're going to chop until January now. I've already accepted it. Well, 2 days later, we're right back at the highs. So
I don't know if you guys care about this, but I'd actually like this week to close red with this big tail down here, just to kind of break it up, right? It's like I would love to have this weekly candle be like this one right here, you know, and just give us a little pause and then rip, man. And this was actually the first week of December here. So, you know, if we have this to look forward to second half of December and January, I mean, that would be.
This is the biggest, most prolonged Coinbase premium on ETH I can remember. I mean, the burgers are bidding ETH. Finally, they're bidding ETH.
What do we think about the Amazon comparison on ETH right now? We should look at that. Because
I think I might have it saved. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, like super locally though. Because there's a red weekly that I think would just be the week of October 9th. No, October 12th, 2009 for Amazon. And like $4.80 is 4K. Yeah.
I have to go to like the 2 week on Amazon. I mean, we could definitely be like right in here, you know? I just know what's coming. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know the exact time of it, you know? I'm like, how could you fade this setup right here? It's amazing.
Even zoom in on that green box in Amazon, like right before it put in that just monster candle out of the green box on Amazon. It just looks so similar. And you're on the weekly.
This is the 2 week on Amazon. I can go down
the weekly because it's putting in like an identical. You got to zoom in real close. Like you see the red weekly right before the Giga Chat candle on Amazon.
Like this one over here?
No, right before the Giga Chat candle. Like,
oh, like up in here?
In there, yeah. Like, I think we're in there.
Cool with me.
Yeah. And like whatever it is, like 480 on Amazon is like 4K on ETH, basically. But yeah, I think that's probably how we end the month, assuming we have a good pal at FOMC. I think that's the kind of candle ETH is going to put in.
Do you guys care about the PPI at all from this morning?
Very important. All day, I do not do anything else but look at PPI numbers.
That's that's legitimately though. That's all I talked about on the morning Discord call was PPI. I'm not even kidding.
Does it matter?
I mean, no.
I like wake up and I'm like, what the PPI number's gonna be today? I'm so stressed, man. Like, what if they miss it by 1%? Like, is it going to mean East, goes lower $1 or something? Come on.
Yeah, no, that's real. But I think if it's like quote unquote hot enough for them to pause and not pause, but just not cut at the meeting, but have some like bullish talk from Powell of like, we're good, we just don't need to do anything right now, then that's the most bullish outcome.
The real question is, can I buy PPI on Dex Screener?
What's the contract?
Probably.
We'll send it to you. 0xPPI67 for 120.
I mean, what are the expectations for Powell next week from a rate cut standpoint?
It's like guaranteed he's cutting by 25.
Yeah.
Did that change at all today?
What if he cut 50?
Oh, yeah, it is guaranteed pretty much. If he cut 50, that would not be good. I don't think. That would show
I don't
concern.
think he's cutting. Yeah, I don't think he's cutting that much.
It's not even 50's not even priced in at all. It's priced at 0. It's 98.
I think we got a fat super chat. We didn't even acknowledge this. Michael, thank you so much, man. That was so kind of you.
Oh, Michael's a giga chad.
100 United States dollars. Thank you. Very generous, Michael.
Yeah, it's 98% that they cut 25, and it's like 2% that they pause. But I don't know. Either way, I think either of those two outcomes are bullish. 50's bad. You know, hiking's not on the table, so we're good. We're good, guys. We're good. We're good. But yeah, I think
it really just comes down to like, is the market surprised or not? And I was saying this morning that, you know, the Monday and Tuesday sell-off that we had was most likely market participants sniffing out a slightly higher than expected PPI or maybe initial claims. And I think basically at this point, like, look at the tail on ETH right there. And like, we had a little sell-off for Bitcoin. I'm assuming that the market already sniffed that out. And now it's basically free and clear going into FOMC, where it's like, we already know the outcome. It's going to be 25 basis points. So as long as the market's okay with slightly hotter than expected numbers, as long as it expects it. And I think that the price action we're getting and we've gotten this week is suggesting that we already had that priced in. So we should be in the clear, I would think.
We should.
The market was like, I smell bullshit.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a 53% pump on Amazon out of that range. That would be
Imagine.
6K.
Man, like this cycle, man. you can look at any cycle, man. Coins pumping thousands of %, and this cycle, people are like, "Do you really think ETH can go to 6K? Do you think that's possible?" Like that's like what, 50% from here.
I mean, dude, with the way ETH was performing, you know, that was a fair question at one point.
And that's why I don't even. I find it silly to even have the debate of like, do we really think that ETH is going to go to 10K? It seems like some crazy number to a lot of people. I'm like, dude, ETH went to like 5K last cycle. Were we really debating whether ETH can or should pull a 2X over what it accomplished last cycle? That doesn't even seem that much to me. Maybe I'm a rude boy then. I don't know.
It's a sentiment. It's a sentiment indicator. Just because ETH was like, everyone was so beaten down from this, you know, all this price action. Like, it was like, you know, the questioning of that was just a sentiment indicator. Honestly, the sentiment was so bad. But yeah, I think we're in like this.
We're in the ramp.
We're in the ramp. We're in the ramp. Imagine fumbling within the ramp.
Dude, many fumble in the ramp because it's choppy price action.
Mm-hmm.
Many fumble during the ramp. But I mean, you're fumbling during the ramp, and the next sitting president of the United States is shoving. So
he's buying Chainlink.
He's buying Chainlink. He's buying Aave and Chainlink, and you're cheating in December of a Bitcoin halving year, with the next 5 months of seasonality typically being the best ROI for ETH. The president is shoving, and you're panicking. Crazy.
crazy.
Like, why
Well,
do you as
if
a
you
man
put
think
it
that
that
hating Donald
way,
Trump is going to work for you? I don't understand that.
yeah. But they would still tell you that PPI is too big, man. We had a miss on PPI.
You guys
So,
want to see
Jackus,
some-
you're very concerned about PPI. You're following all the macro guys, and you can confirm that PPI is a huge problem, right?
Big, phenomenal.
So
Like,
basically, because of the print this morning, 0 will be studied on the chart.
I think we need to go negative.
I don't know. It's like, what even is there to say at this point? It's like, we know what's coming. You know, we know what's coming. ETH is going to put in about 4 years of a bull market in 4 months. It's going to be amazing.
does it every cycle. That's how it works.
ETH goes from being the biggest laggard to literally in the driver's seat overnight.
You like my GAN fan?
Gay
Not
fan.
terrible.
You remember when I pulled up that one chart that one time?
Yeah, I remember.
And it was just a bunch of these.
It's just we just caught you
I was like, oh,
exposed.
yeah. A lot of confluence around that 5K level, though. I'll say that.
I think 5K will be a stubborn spot for like a couple weeks because it's like you have the previous all-time high. There's always those just absolute freaks that think it's like the best strategy in the world to sell an all-time high break, and they're like, haha, I will trap you 200 RR, you know.
Well, I think it's because of what happened last cycle where the all-time high was the top, but it's just kind of like ignoring the factors that went into that. Like we double topped last time because it was basically a short covering rally. There weren't any buyers pushing up the second high or creating the second high. It was they were just, you know, sellers who were forced to close their positions, and they just kind of preyed on those people throughout the entire move. But it's different this time. I mean, we are brought back into the highs specifically from a demand-driven cycle. And I think that's actually the exact verbiage that Jackus has used before. It's a demand-driven cycle. It's pushed us back into the high. It's contextually different, but people want to sell the all-time high break, I think, because of last cycle.
I mean, I understand people who are like OG holders, right? Who are sitting on thousands of Bitcoin and they just need a willing liquidity, and it comes at that point. So like, I understand this, and that's all pressure. But when I see, you know, clowns on Twitter with 200 R trades who are selling all-time highs, I mean, like, what's going on here?
Do you guys remember that like time fib we had at one point? Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I think I have it still somewhere.
You have it somewhere, bro. I can try to remake it if you don't have it, but
Let me try to find it.
yeah, because I'd have to mark out the halvings again. It was pretty epic.
Yeah, let me find it. I know I have it somewhere. All right. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Got it? Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Look at that aging so well.
That is aging nicely.
And then, dude, look at that. Wow.
Was there something we used? It was like the golden pocket of it too. That was like that pinned the top pretty damn well every time.
I don't remember that, but I remember, I mean, look how perfect it's working. Just ramp up and then sell between the 0.25 and the 0.5.
Hang on, I'm gonna.
This is a good one. I forgot about this one.
Okay, do something for me. So double click on your fibs.
Oh, I know what you were talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. Do I have another one?
You probably do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's that one.
It's this one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then turn that one
It
on.
was this.
Yeah, it's that.
It
It's
was
that.
this. I'm so happy we saved this.
Yes. October.
Look at that, man. Who could have foreseen? Wow. I mean, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough to combat this. This is some alpha, man. I forgot we made this. I'm so happy I save all my drawings like a freak. It's amazing.
Like a freak.
Then we get to
We need to
revisit them.
figure out whether it's 2021 or 2017 for Bitcoin at least.
I mean, we're gonna rip, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Throw up like Doge down below. See what that looks like.
Yeah, because if we could do this for like others also, that would be.
Yeah, we can easily do that. Here, let's add them all on here. All right, so here's Doge. And I'll move it up, put it on the same pane. Yeah, so there's Doge. So Bitcoin. Should we make Bitcoin orange? You want to add others on there too?
Yeah, throw others on there.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, it just adds more confluence to like the cyclicality of what we're really trading here and how it just keeps playing over and over and over again.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so others is in blue. I mean, it pretty damn well marked the top for others too. The problem is your altcoin Doge, right? Because then you're gonna have a rough time if you don't sell in May, basically.
Yeah. I do think that a certain level of seasonality will, I mean, it's being respected right now with altcoins. I feel like you gotta respect it a little bit down the line too, especially because Bitcoin Vegas is in May, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 27th. Yeah.
Oh man, I wonder if I don't know if we're gonna front run it or go after, but yeah, I will personally be respecting seasonality into that.
Yeah, sell in May and go away is going to be real.
I mean, it's just so much confluence, right? It's just so much confluence.
When does that have the others top exactly? Is it like November in the red?
Yes, I mean, this is like really, really zoomed in. Like if we wanted to observe a little differently here, it's like last cycle Doge, you know, topped well before Bitcoin did, but others topped, you know, like November. I mean, yeah, basically top right when Bitcoin did. But the big difference here is like the last cycle was sort of like the interim top, where you can see that it would have made a lot more sense to just sell here and be done than try to play like the recovery rally, right? And then like 2 cycles ago, there was a lot of money to be made by like, selling in May and June and just like buying any dip that comes, in the middle of the summer. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, you're looking good. You're looking real good.
When is that red area? Is that November on the right, on the far right?
This is between September and October.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this chart is alpha, man.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, then I have my like Bitcoin and other cycle chart too that, again, just adds more confluence to it. So
yeah, this is a beauty.
I wonder where Doge is trading when that happens. Here's a better question I have for you guys. Do we think that Doge is going to end the cycle as the #1 meme coin by market cap?
That's a good one. Let's just say as it is, right? Pepe overtakes it.
I think it's going to. It might be the top, but like I do think that Pepe will probably overtake Doge.
Oh my God, Tommy. Well, Doge is quietly at like 70 billion right now, basically.
I know. It might. I don't know if it'll do it in the next few months, but I do think it's doable here over the next like however long the cycle is. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Let me check the like button. Y'all better be panic liking. Okay, they're doing okay. We can get the number up. I will say that, but they're not doing bad. But thank you, Michael.
dude, Michael's out here just bankrolling BB right now, keeping the lights on.
Keeping the lights on, yeah.
Chad.
Thank you, Michael. Why hasn't Pepe done shit for weeks now? LOL. Trying to shake you out, man. They definitely don't want you to make money trading leverage on Pepe. They'll allow you to diamond hand spot if you can take it. But Pepe has a way of putting in like months worth of gains in a matter of a couple weeks. So
it's just like ETH.
Yeah.
Man, Bitcoin looks really good at 102.
Yeah.
You think Bitcoin's loading a meat stick, like a 5 or 10K candle? Is that what we're thinking? And if so, do we think dominance double tops at the previous high, or the high's already in?
I don't think you get a double top.
Then, yeah.
But
well, we got a double top last cycle on Bitcoin dominance, to be fair.
Yeah, we did. It's 72. Oh my God.
I think a double top is doable, but I think you're going to see it come down a good bit more before that.
I don't really care what Bitcoin dominance is. I would be happy for Bitcoin dominance to just like refuse to break down all cycle if it just means Bitcoin goes like 500K. But if Bitcoin dominance doesn't give out and we don't see Bitcoin absolutely chatting, then we're in trouble. So I don't know. Yeah. I think it'll puke.
I think so too.
I think it sets a lower high on the next push.
BNB being ready to break out and ETH being ready to break out. Just like if you were to chart them against Bitcoin, I'm assuming they're both ready to break out too. I mean, those two things are going to contribute the most against Bitcoin dominance by themselves. And I think just the added context too is that when they pump, obviously they're beta pumps too. So I do think that dominance is probably topped locally. I don't know if it's top for the cycle, but I do think it's topped locally.
I think it's top for the cycle, man. I think it is. I think you get a lower high in December, and that's it. And that is it. That's what happened last cycle too. right, like December 28th was the top last cycle for dominance, and then it went straight down until May. And that's why we're all here. That move from December to May on dominance.
Man, oh man. So what do we make of Sol here? Because, I mean, I think ETH and BNB look great. Obviously, Sol, kind of like Bitcoin, broke out of its range first, but Sol has been very much lagging, at least behind ETH as far as performance goes. How do we think that this continues to play out? I know we've talked before about how Sol BTC has some similarities to ETH BTC back in 2020 to 2021, but we've also had discussions about how they're in different stages than maybe we thought. I will say I think that we will see Sol outperform again at some point. It's just a question of, is it going to be like the whole ETH dynamic in previous cycles, where it's literally the last thing to start outperforming after it kind of ran up the hardest to start?
I mean, look at here. I'll pull up Sol ETH because that's really what. I mean, kind of a big potential deviation, bruv, above range highs, but kind of got your perfect retest, which, is not always super bullish, but probably continues to just kind of shop around here, maybe even a little lower.
What's
USD
worrying
price
is
is
that
up, though.
monthly candle, Tucker. That monthly candle.
Oh my goodness, Jackus. Yeah,
That's
that
quite a hammer.
That doesn't look great.
Do we need to bring back
invert that? What would it
chart and Sol Bitcoin chart? Talk about that.
Wait, talk about what?
Remember we were talking about like Sol Bitcoin putting in the same fractal as ETH BTC.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at it. It's literally ETH BTC. That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, it looks like it wants
Yeah.
down here.
I still think it's going to rape those highs first.
I think so.
You think it's gonna raid these highs?
Yeah. Maybe even the higher one.
Oh yeah, because you thought, hang on, I'll let's do ETH BTC here, and then you thought Sol BTC was not here, but you thought it was here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And that we need to put this in.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the same. It's just similar, right? So I actually think that if Sol BTC dropped here, it would be more bullish than if it pumped here. Because if you drop first, and this is crazy, right? This is like, if you are a big Solana maxi, you just want it to go up, but in reality, you want it to first go down so that it can go up higher later on. Or it pumps first, but then sweeps the liquidity and then goes down after. This is sort of me when I saw that 30K quadruple bottom in 2021, and I was like, we should really come back and rather sweep it, because if we leave it right now, and I was like, yeah, we are probably leaving it, but if we do, then we will probably come back later on for them. And that's what happened. We ran to new all-time highs, and then later on came for those. So
yeah, I mean, the question is, are you here Or are you here? I mean, it would make sense. Well, this is all 2021. Trying to line it up from a time perspective, but this was like the top, right? Like this was the top when it put in this move. And this was like the bear market.
I don't know. I struggle with it, man. I just feel like Solana's been such a strong performer this cycle, but at the same time, you had so much cancer on that chain for so long, man. I mean, it's like you can't get away with that forever. You can't get away with pump fun forever. You can't get away with racist memes. You can't get away with like the infinite rug pulls, right? I'm not bearish Solana. I'm just like maybe the best is behind it as it compares to its performance against Bitcoin and ETH.
I kind of agree. I think Sol benefited the most from, we talk about assets that got oversold in a bear market. It was literally Solana. And so I feel like the meat of the trade was catching Sol off the low and taking it to basically the all-time highs. But now, I mean, the market has attention a little bit more widely dispersed because people don't really know. I mean, people think everything's going to bid. And I think, you also have those headwinds on chain on Sol. These meme coins aren't just kind of hurting the credibility of probably Solana as a serious investment, but they're also serving as like a pseudo vampire attack. Pump fun doesn't even need to exist. Quite frankly, you come to Sol to speculate on memes. I mean, it's basically doing what Sol does. Like the reason that Sol exists is so that you can speculate on meme coins on the Solana blockchain. And that's literally the reason that Pump Fund exists, except the Pump Fund team is nice enough to be selling a shit ton of Solana every time they get the fees. So, I mean, it's literally damaging Sol that Pump Fund even exists at all. And I don't think at any point it was ever a tailwind for the price of Solana. But
do you think they get banned, Tommy?
If they get banned, that would be a hugely bullish catalyst for Solana.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think there was lots of truth in what you just said, Tommy. Because essentially these two are competing markets, right? You simply have you will always have some portion of complete degens who just want to speculate. Well, Solana fits that role, but if you introduce pump.fun, it's legit the same, maybe even worse. So they are competing each other. If you have institutions, well, those will be building on ETH. And if you have just people who just want to, store their wealth, you'll have Bitcoin. So these three fit their own category. But if you introduce pump.fun, I really like that take.
I would be a believer in Sol again when its supply is not being constantly diluted by, I mean, literally valueless coins that people don't even make money on. You have a better chance of making money trading leverage than you do on pump fund memes, and yet people think it's some lottery ticket. I'm working in the trenches. I'm working so hard. I'm finding these coins before anybody is, and they're all rugging. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just like a total value burn against Solana native value.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see Sol honestly break up from here, but it's felt heavy for a little bit.
I think it will still go up, but I do think it will underperform until
oh, sorry, I meant to say the Bitcoin chart here. I didn't mean USD. Yeah.
I feel like Sol Bitcoin probably still goes up, but I don't know what it looks like. Maybe
probably just keeps chopping
breakdown.
Yeah, like do this and
yeah.
I'm selling a little bit here. We're just waiting for that final blow through.
Yeah, it didn't like what the old economic data today, I guess.
Didn't like the PPI.
I mean, everything else looks pretty fine. NVIDIA. What about TLT? TLT's kind of nuking again.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of our last little head fake in crypto before we go higher, however deep it comes down.
I mean, I still think you're like in here for IWM regardless.
IWM is such a meat grinder right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's going to start trending. I just don't know if they make you wait for Trump to take office or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same thing we were talking about with ETH. Like, you know, imagine getting chopped out in the ramp type of thing. We just need Powell to come out and be super bullish next week. That's all we need.
Yeah.
He probably will.
He probably
The
will.
Fed has been, I mean, if there's ever been bad data, the Fed will come in and stimulate. I posted something in our Discord literally about this 2 days ago. Chem Carson was talking about it, about how there's not really any outcome where the market's not going to bid unless he's just like explicitly hawkish, which it kind of goes against the Fed's verbiage for the last year and a half.
Mog's kind of selling off a little bit. I saw somebody asked about it.
It's just everything's just grinding until ETH starts trending. That's going to be the trigger for everything. And Mog just kind of trades like a meat grinder anyways. So
yeah, it does.
Whatever.
It does.
Mog
there's
is
mega demand.
frustrating. I'll be honest. I feel like Mog is automatically a sell the news on any big exchange listing going forward.
Do they have a Coinbase chart yet? They must.
They do.
Let's
But I
see
think
that.
like these were liquidity generative events for anybody who was early, because Mog is so centralized and has such low volume. Nobody who was super early to it could truly fully exit their positioning. So Binance perps, sell off. Coinbase spot listing, sell off. I imagine when these are done being digested, Mog will finally send. But you know, I think that for some of these communities, these listings are the first opportunity to really finally sell their coins into meaningful volume. So they're going to do it. Mog might be the most guilty of this thus far, but I'm not giving up.
This was the Coinbase listing right here. This huge wick. They sold it off, and then it just ripped face.
I mean, it's kind of doing what Pepe did a little bit. Like, not exactly, but it's like it kind of pushes up on a Coinbase listing, sells off, and then it can start to probably rally again. But I agree with Tommy. Like, it's bullish longer term, like multiple months time frame. But short term, it's like you have a whole new set of factors that you need to consider now, and they take time to be digested, right? I mean, if you bought 1% of the Mog supply when it was nothing, and it hits $1 billion, it's like you're now a 10, you know, you're worth $10 million or more, and that happened in less than a year. I mean, some of these guys are going to shave millions, you know, and then a new set of buyers are going to come in, and it's going to be just fine. So I think it just a lot of these new listings, I think they're having growing pains, and I think those growing pains are ultimately solved by ETH rallying. Then they stop mattering as much. But until ETH really rips above 4K, which could literally be next week, right? Like we could see ETH start trending in the second half of this month. Then I think it just doesn't matter anymore.
Well, I think what ends up happening with so many of these meme coins is that you get, I mean, it's like you're seeing the holder base kind of redistribute a little bit. It probably to a much healthier version of what it looked like originally. Pepe is a great example of this. Robinhood's already bought 2.5 to 3% of the circulate or of the overall Pepe supply based on their current volumes that they're doing. Whereas, I mean, we've seen the natives, native crypto people or participants. I mean, all that volume for Pepe previously was created by them. So you are seeing like holder bases redistribute. It's just going to be a question of when that redistribution happens, when does the virality kick in to start pumping some of these meme coins again? And I do think that's probably what's going to catalyze something like MOG legging up in a big way. Maybe it's after Pepe, maybe it's not, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I view it. Guess I have the wrong information about MOG, which I'm being told to study more. I don't think so, bro.
I'm being told to study more.
My favorite exchange is explicitly not listing MOG right now because volumes are so bad and inconsistent. And if you look at Coinbase, since they're listing, they are bad and inconsistent. But I hold MOG. I'm a believer in MOG. But I think that these are very real criticisms that you have to have of this coin. But like realistically, this looks like a coin that when it does pop off, you're going to get like a 10 or a 15x. It's like roofing. It's just waiting for the God candle.
The God candle on ETH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hit some pretty
exactly
significant fibs on it too. Just need retail buyers on Coinbase to absorb the guys who bought it down here. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. Jackus, would love to hear from you, bro. Love it. You said maybe you'd cook later this week. You didn't cook yesterday. You've been quiet. I know you've got some alpha. Love to hear from Chef.
It's later. It's later.
It's later. We got like 600 likes yesterday too.
That's good. That's a good start, guys. Appreciate it. Keep it up today, and maybe next week I'm back on track.
Yeah.
It just needs to be like they need to be smashing it, right? Like past weeks, I just came up, cooked every single time. I didn't look at the likes, nothing. And then I checked the like button. It's 300, and I feel like people are, they don't care. So it's a structure where one side helps each other. It is what it is.
Did we lose Jackus?
No, I'm here.
No, he's protesting again.
He's protesting.
But I've been talking the whole
I
show.
think it's just my internet.
Discussing just not sharing the charts as frequently as I used to. But I'm happy to discuss everything, guys.
What if we get to 500 likes, Jackus?
No, not this week.
Oh, they ruined it for the week, Jackus.
You guys turned Jackus into a cringe.
I legit said it many times. They never cared. Last week I said, all right, that's it. Next week I'm not cooking. And if they ramp up the likes again, then all right, let's cook again.
Okay. How about Pepe dominance, Tucker? That's a chart that I'm pretty excited about. Pepe dominance. Yes.
Okay.
This to me feels like Pepe is about to gain some dominance.
Why does it look like Andy?
Oh.
A little bit.
Andy dominance?
Pepe dominance looks like Andy USD.
I mean, in theory, if Pepe dominance goes up, Andy dominance should go up. We have to manually make the Andy dominance chart, which of course I have done, but yeah, I mean, this feels like, again, we're just loading something really, really big. We are loading something real big here, man. I know everyone's like, why is Pepe chopping? I'm tired of holding Pepe. Don't get tired. Don't get tired. It's going to start trending real soon. On that next Bitcoin push up, ETH is going to fly. When ETH starts flying, I mean, guys, we've never even had ETH BTC rallying during Pepe's entire lifetime. I know I say that all the time, but I just want to remind everybody because it's like people just don't recognize the significance of what we're on the brink of. Is like if we can get some ETH outperformance for a quarter, Pepe will finally have like the premier conditions to rally, and it's accomplished everything that it has in not perfect conditions.
How high do you think it can go, Max? The Pepe dominance.
I mean, you have to observe 0.69%. You have to.
Well, actually, I like that. But what is Doge dominance right now? Maybe that's our target.
I think it was like 2% or something like that.
Ooh.
0.69. We got a 3618 at 0.65. 0.69 would be 130% from here.
By the way, guys, 137% on the dominance chart doesn't equal 137% on the USD chart. When Pepe takes the dominance, or any coin takes the dominance, it means the overall market capitalization of its coin compared to all these others. So if all these others go up in dollar terms and Pepe were to outperform on the dominance charts, that means like it's going to outperform even more. That's what it means.
And think about it like this. What's our target for total this cycle? 10 trillion? It's at 3.5. Could we go to 10 trillion?
Of course we can go to 10 trillion.
So if we go to 10 trillion and Pepe dominance goes to 0.69%, that'd be 69 billion.
I mean, that's the magic number.
So I'm just saying, I
69
think
billion.
Pepe dominance, you have to look at 0.69%. You have to. And then you have to assume, all right, total going to 10 trillion.
Okay, man. So total last time topped at the log 1618. And this time that would be, let's go to the bottom, like 7. Oh yeah, see, I got a bunch of alerts set right there, like 6, 7. Yeah, right there. 7.2. I think a front run of 10 could be real. And then like quote, and then have like a mini, a mini bear market, and then the next cycle you just go to like 25.
I could see that.
Well, I really like 69 billion target. Probably little at that point.
So if we
Jack,
get
if someone had a
7.2
question for you, I hope that you'll answer this one during your protest.
Mhm.
Listen,
It's hunger strike.
Maybe you can answer that Max question.
I'm protesting. It was addressed to you. He said, Jackus.
Okay, you're protesting against my protest.
Yep.
Yeah, man. In BB Discord, I literally cook every single day for like 40 minutes. Usually, I usually try to close early, but people keep asking lots of questions, and me being genuine, try to answer everyone's questions, including the general chat. So like that's where my absolute most alpha is. That's where you get everything out of me. And it's reserved for the people who take this seriously, of course. I understand, again, BB Discord is not for everyone due to, like could be due to the price cap or something. Well, you can join the newsletter, of course. It's only once a week, which I think it does suit some people, but I would say that in a bull market, you want to be here every single day. But yeah, in the Discord, full cook sessions.
Did we say Pepe dominance to 6.9%? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Or 0.69?
No. It add one more zero. So that's 6.9%. It's like less than 1%. So yeah, 0.0069.
It'd be that.
By the way, to to just follow up, yeah, full cook sessions like streaming charts in Discord and all of that. Maybe the BB members can say how it's like in the chat, those that are watching.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
that's what it is.
basically like
That's
a
it.
private version of it's basically like a private version of Market Check every single day with like more Q&A, chart requests, positional updates. Like it's really top notch, and it's 3 hours per day. So it's pretty great.
7.2. All right, we're just doing some math here. Yeah. 7.2 trillion times 0069 for Pepe would be 50 bill for Pepe.
I mean, study.
So either,
You heard
yeah,
it here first.
if we want 69 bill, we're going to need total to go higher or Pepe dominance to go higher than that. So, but that's a good
Someone
number.
says, give me a Pepe target by end of year, first week of January. I don't know. Fill out this form.
Fill out it.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, that's so hard to say. If I think that ETH is going to be above 4,800 or 5K, then maybe, 15 to 20 billion. If ETH is still cucked, then probably right where it's at right now.
Pepe end of year. Pepe end of year. So yeah, if we think ETH to 5K, ETH to 5K would be what?
Why so bearish?
ETH to 5K is 30%. What's our multiple on Pepe? 2? 3? Max, you must know this. What's the usual multiple on Pepe?
Compared to ETH,
Yeah.
3%.
No, I mean like if Pepe pumps or if ETH pumps 10, what's Pepe doing?
So that would be a 2.5x for ETH. I'd say you're probably looking at minimum 5 to 7x on Pepe.
All right, so you're saying about a 5 multiple, so 5, 30, and 150% here from Pepe. 150%. Ooh, 5.5 by end of year. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
That would be like 20 bill.
I'm telling you for the record right now, like, do not get impatient with Pepe, guys. Do not get chopped up. Do not get shaken out. Literally, like, delete TradingView off your phone. Stop watching Market Check. Do what you have to do, and come back in like February, March. All right. Don't get shaken out on Pepe here. I fear that a lot of you are going to get shaken out on Pepe.
Well, you see everything pumping around you. It's like, I'm not catching this. I clearly must be making a mistake. When in reality, sorry guys, Butters is a little bit active today, but in reality, Pepe has been consistently since March or April 2023 when it was incepted. It's been the highest performing asset by percentage gains, and it has shown you, if you have the patience to wait for the next leg, it's usually very rewarding.
Vladislavas, don't forget to use the J link, of course.
The J link.
But yeah, you're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it. Like, there isn't probably a better place to be for this bull market with the vibing community and so on.
There's not. And you get the BB terminal for free when you're in the Discord too. So I mean, it's the best, man. It's great. We've got an over 80% lifetime member retention rate. It's the best, man. Like, it's expensive, but you'll see exactly why. It's really, really high quality. Like, you won't have any questions about like why you're spending what you are. It's an investment. So,
and it's not a gay link, it's a J link.
Gay.
All he's saying is go to his X account and click the link in his bio. That's what he's trying to tell you. Just click on his link, because then he gets a bigger split. So just go click on that one.
That greedy jackass.
That greedy jackass. Refuses
Not
to talk on
greedy.
market check, forces people to hear him cook in the Discord. Man, crazy.
Crazy.
Study marketing.
He's a marketing wizard. That's the game plan for Pepe, guys, right there.
So speaking of outperformers, I have to show my bags here a little bit. But like, if we're talking about assets that are going to perform on a next leg higher for ETH, I mean, I know it's been like kind of trending aggressively higher over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I think Hyperliquid could be in the position to where everybody's waiting for a dip. Why not a huge lockout candle to the upside if you're getting a big move on ETH?
All right, what's the pair, Tommy? Hit me out here.
The Pith one. It doesn't show the full history, obviously, but like, I think this is about to rip face again.
On log. Let me turn off log.
Wow.
Just blew through your 1618. Just blasted.
Dude, it just made everybody who thought they were being smart by cheating the airdrop just study pain.
I know.
It's like, oh, you airdropped everybody free money. You'd assume it's going to sell off. Nope. Straight up. And I like, I'm not even going to LARP. I sold a lot of the airdrop. I'm still holding a good chunk of it, but like, holy hell. You talk about the wealth effect that this is going to cause. Probably one big leg up. And then I would imagine some consolidation. People take profit on the airdrop and start. What are they going to speculate on? They're going to speculate on altcoin perps, because a lot of these guys are traders, and they're going to want to speculate on some really good altcoin setups with their newfound Hyperliquid wealth. So I kind of feel like whenever this does give that next FU leg higher, it will correlate well with I think a BNB breakout, an ETH breakout. And traders are going to want to speculate on that. And they're going to have more
bucks, Tommy?
What?
You think $20?
No, I think like 30 or 40.
Jesus Christ. All right, let me switch on log. Put on the log.
If it were to go to $40,
$40.
That would take it in. That would be about, I mean, it would still not even be a top 20 crypto at $40.
You think it goes to 40 before it even corrects?
I kind of feel like that is where it is trending. Yeah. If you start to like stall, consolidate before that, then, you know, maybe you see some distribution play out, but I don't really know why it would puke at this point, unless the market did. And I think the market's going higher. So why doesn't this thing just keep outperforming?
It looks good. It looks real good.
The higher it goes, I genuinely think it's more bullish for alts and on-chain coins, because that's exactly where these people are going to take profit into, is longing on perps and probably buying stuff on chain.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Buy it back at the 1618. It's log mode, It's log mode time, Tucker.
I know it's Loggles time. So, okay, you said buy it back at the 1618. So maybe one of these. Buy that back. Yeah.
I don't know. I was buying some back at these prices. I will say that. I thought I was going to get a dip.
At right here at 18.
Yeah. Even at 18.
Wow.
I mean, it can. It's just so hard to like prospect what something like this could do, because here's the thing. They launched it at the perfect time. right? They launched this thing in late Q4 of a halving year. Well, Bitcoin's in price discovery. Here's the thing. This thing could literally not have any, it could give you no entry on it. Eventually, like during the next bear market, it's going to get pummeled because it's going to make up for all the, like, you know, the should have been pullbacks in a bear market. But something around like something like this in the right conditions could just keep going. And I don't know what it will go to do, but it's like clearly this team, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they dropped this thing at the perfect time, like textbook. So I don't know. I mean, I don't own any, but I mean, this could be a kingmaker, truthfully, especially if you got a big airdrop. Oh my goodness.
You know, they also, I mean, obviously the protocol makes money when traders lose money, which is basically all the time. And that revenue goes directly into buying back the token, which is why it's just had like this perpetual TWAP structure on it for multiple weeks now.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible, man. All right. Well, on that note, that takes us into the end of the show. So, Tommy, do us a solid, man. Tell them where they can find us.
For sure. We have more information linked in the description, guys, to the things that I am about to say. But we do have more tools and alpha for you all to be able to continue to crush markets in the same way that the BB team has over the last few years. But first of which being our BB terminal, guys, that is your go-to tool for this cycle. If you are an active trader, you love derivatives, just like me, I use the active trader tool all the time. And it will become your go-to tool for this cycle, I promise you, especially as we continue to add more and more features. I was just talking with our dev this week. We added some coin margin, open interest data to it this week, which is particularly exciting to me because I was kind of talking about that on Market Check earlier this week. Of course, if you are more of a long-term investor looking for the data and tools to be able to make long-term investment decisions, we have tool for you as well. And if you are a degen, you love being on chain, you love trading meme coins, doesn't matter what chain it is, but you love trading meme coins, we will soon have the tool for you as well with our degen section that is currently being built out right now. But guys, like most of our products, if you've been around here for a while, you know, as crypto market prices go up, the prices of our products do as well. And the BB terminal will be no exception, just like the Discord. So we were nice enough to give you guys a deal on these and package them together at discounted rates. You can get the BB terminal, which will be, like I said, your go-to tool this cycle, along with your go-to alpha for the cycle, which is our Discord. 4 to 5 hours of calls every single day with the team. You get our updated positioning and our updated takes on the market as it happens. So there is nobody providing more alpha than what we do in that Discord. I guarantee it. You will not be disappointed with your experience. So make sure to check these out, of course. Maybe you're interested in having the team manage money for you. Maybe picking winners has been difficult. Maybe managing downside risk in crypto is difficult. I mean, after all, the market is very volatile. Maybe you're just interested in having somebody manage a small portion or some of your capital to guarantee that you get the most out of this bull run. Well, we have a solution for all of that criteria as well, guys. We have an SEC registered hedge fund, which is BB Wealth Management, and we focus on digital assets in a way that looks to capture their asymmetric history for upside returns while also balancing the downside risk posed in any financial markets. So make sure to check that out as well, linked in the description. Of course, don't forget the BB Academy as well, guys. If you are looking to hone your educational base or reach trading level mastery, we have a solution for you as well. And that is the BB Academy. Come learn from the entire Because Bitcoin team and how we trade, analyze, and ultimately approach these markets. Especially want to do that, I think, before we get some of these breakout candles. Things are going to be really heating up soon. You're going to want to make sure that you have honed your knowledge before that happens. But that is it from us, guys. We hope that you enjoyed Market Check today. We'll be back for another episode tomorrow with a typical start time around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. And of course, we have Market Talk hosted by the legendary King Wabi. Not today, since it is Thursday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, he will go live on our Because Bitcoin Twitter account. So make sure to stay following that account, as well as Wabi's X account, so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but also when we go live. That's it from us, though. I hope that you enjoyed the show, guys. Another week that is flying by, but we will be there to wrap it up with you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, like I said. But until then, thanks again. And as always, stay safe, guys.